Hello? Do you guys hear me? I want to make sure my sound is great before we get started. Welcome in, everybody. Dormy, let's go. I agree. YouTuber. Welcome in, Chompy. Sounds great. Awesome. I better not turn on the VOD afterwards and hear, like, super muffled, peaking mic. I trust you guys. Okay, yes, we are about to get started with our special Tetris 40th Community Showcase. Just give me one moment as we wrangle together all of these powerhouse players, and I'm super excited. So yeah, let's vibe into the weekend with some special show matches. We will be doing 1v1s across all game modes. Here, let's put myself on here as I talk to you. There we go. Hi. Yes, I'm Austin with Enhance, and a lot of you know me. As I've been in the Tetris community forever, and I was also at CTWC this past weekend, which was awesome. So yeah, thank you players for making it out after such a crazy weekend, and shout outs to the CTWC for hosting something special. And congrats to Alex T for taking home the victory. So we're about to get started here, and let's take a look at our matchups. Why not hop right into it? We have a lot of matches to cover today. So, yeah, the format today is we're just playing some good old 1v1 matches, no tournament. We will be hosting community showcases for the next 2 weeks. Next week, we will be having a classic mini tournament, and then the following week, we'll be doing a crew battle of sorts. Team Enhance versus the world. So we'll see if you guys have what it takes to take on Team Enhance. I don't think you do, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, first off, we are going to get started with some classic between Supershocky, our recent Tetris Effect Connected World Championship winner. And in order to win that, you have to be good at every game mode. And Shocky can actually throw down Classic. And then Dormy is doing a little bit of crossover. I'm sure a lot of you know Dormy as a ridiculous guideline player, or modern Tetris player. So yeah. I believe Dormy recently got a max out in Classic Tetris and can throw down, so they can definitely take this win. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. Looks like Supershocky has found the lobby, so we're just going to... Hopefully Dormy is awake and ready to play here, and we'll hop into it. But hope everyone's having a great Friday. Yes, the legends. These are all legends of the game. Yeah, let's take a look down the list here. So we also have Sodium Overdose. For those of you that watched CTWC this past weekend. Sodium made it to the top 8, I believe. So a great classic player. But a lot of you may not know that Sodium Overdose is an amazing modern Tetris player as well. I believe on Uncapped Tetris games, they have one of the fastest 40-line sprints out there. And then, of course, Greentea needs no introduction. They were the multiplayer lead designer for Tetris Effect Connected. They haven't been super active recently, but I have hope that Greentea is a great Tetris player. They'll be able to throw down even if it's like riding a bike. If you were able to do it before, I'm sure Greentea will probably surprise us again. Okay, looks like Dormy has found our lobby. So yes, we are going to have Supershocky, as you see on the left here, sporting that wonderful Tetris Effect garb against Dormy, the Eye of Horus, the ever-seeing eye that can spot a T-spin a mile away. And I am super excited for this matchup. They can throw it in the Classic, so it goes to show the strength of these players that can adapt to any Tetris game. And what better way to celebrate the Tetris 40th? So yes, Jaden versus Dormy is going to be really hype as well in Zone Battle. That is a pretty close matchup, and pretty much any time they play against each other in Zone Battle, it is a treat. But yes, we also have Blue Scooty versus Sodium later, and then we are going to have a bonus Classic match. The winner of Blue Scooty and Sodium will play against a surprise contestant. Okay, so I think once our players are ready, we can hop into it. Supershock and Dormy, if you hear me, if you have the stream open. You know what, let me just ping them on Discord, because we have a lot of matches to cover. But yes, welcome in everybody on YouTube and Twitch. Hopefully I catch all your messages as I try to look at everything at once here. but I'll most likely have a guest commentator for next week and the following week as well. But yes, let's hop into it. All right, there's our wonderful Supershocky on the left. Looks like they're going to opt for that 18th start, as is tradition. In Tetris Effect Ranked, once you get to a certain level, you can actually still pick 15 in Ranked. And yeah, those of you, I know we have been getting a lot of new Classic Tetris fans here on the CTWC channels. You can, in fact, play Classic Tetris matchmaking in Tetris Effect Connected. So if you're looking for that gateway, if you don't quite have the old school hardware yet, it's a great way to do that. All right, so yeah, we are going to do a first of 3 here. And let's see what they got. Dormy is a recent max out earner. I'm not sure how many times they've maxed out, but I got some DMs when it happened. Got my T. Let's see some Tetraminos drop and break. Could not agree more. Have some T to go along with Greentea, who hasn't actually played. I don't think we've had Greentea showcased in a really long time. So I'm curious to see where their skill lies. Excuse me. They have been quite busy at Enhanced doing other things, but yeah, like I mentioned earlier, playing Tetris for a lot of people is like riding a bike. I'm sure Greentea can still throw it down, and we will see how good they are here momentarily in some zone battle. And we're actually going to do Score Attack Classic Bag, which should be fun to watch as well. Nice job, Supershock, getting that piece to the far left. Supershock is hyper tapping on a Nintendo Switch. So those of you that played Tetris Effect on Nintendo Switch may know how difficult that can be. But Supershock is accustomed to it and makes it look seamless here. Makes it look easy. And Dormy, I believe, playing on the Steam version, if I were to guess. 99% sure. Welcome in, Chompy. Miles saying Greentea still the GOAT for sure. Yes, Greentea is a legend in the scene. Yeah, no matter how practiced they are, I'm sure Greentea will throw down. And I'm sure Greentea is listening in. So I am hopefully not putting too much pressure on Greentea's performance. But either way, we're happy to have him. And let's take a look at the match at hand. So Shock is behind by just under Tetris. Setting up for that one row up Tetris. This is nice. I don't get to commentate too much Classic, especially after watching it all weekend at CTWC. Shoutouts, by the way, to the CTWC commentary team. Killed it this year. For any of you that have ever tried to commentate Tetris, or any esport for that matter, or any game, it can be a bit difficult. And you know what's magical to me is that they manage to commentate with 3 people on the panel without really ever cutting each other off, which is quite a skill in itself. Tetris for Dormy, as they are at 239k at 77 lines. It's not the juiciest paces here, but all that matters is taking that dub, as Supershocky's at 35% Tetris rate, Dormy at 45% Tetris rate. Yeah, a lot of people might not know this, but in the gameplay options, you can actually turn on Tetris rate and the drought counter. So if you are looking for the extra stats while you're playing Classic Tetris, you can get something similar to that CTWC layout. Drought being how many pieces it's been since you've gotten a long bar, I-piece, I-bar, whatever you want to call it, and then Tetris rate. Pretty obvious, just how many Tetrises you've had, percentage-wise, given the lines cleared. And Dormy was looking to set up that column for Tetris. Not quite there. Yes, this is a classic mode on Tetris Effect Connected, which is available on just about every gaming platform out there. We're even available on Amazon Luna, believe it or not. So you can play it via the cloud. We're on MetaQuest, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, every Xbox, Epic Game Store, Humble Bundle, Steam. Where else should we be? I feel like we're on just about everything. All right, we are approaching that transition. So I am on the Classic Tetris Twitch channel, so I don't think I need to explain the game too much. But yeah, 130 lines. We are going to approach that level 19 speed. You guys know how Classic Tetris works? Do I need to explain what's happening here? I can break it down for you. All right, so 349K for Supershock, our recent TECWC champion. Not CTWC. Alex Thatch is not here, but we'll see if Alex Thatch will join us next week for our Classic Mini Tournament. So here we are on that level 19 speed. Supershock hyper tapping with Joy-Cons on Nintendo Switch. I cannot imagine doing that. But I guess whatever you start on and whatever you get used to, whatever works. Any controller is supported in our Classic Tetris tournaments, as long as it's not like a turbo button or anything like that, or obviously you're using macros. We do ooh, Dormy topping out at 377K. Supershock good for game 1 here. What was I getting at? Yeah, pretty much any controller supported, as long as it is in the spirit of Classic Tetris. And yeah, for our big tournaments, you do have to have a hand cam, just to make sure no cheating is at hand. Dormy going for that level 18, looking to bring it back here against Supershock. Anyone ever play Tetranet? Perhaps. Pokemon Ferox. 45 drought. Oh, I didn't catch the drought. Yeah. Brutal. Sorry, I was too busy talking about whatever the heck I was talking about. Tetris for Dormy. Tetris for Supershock. I love the pacing of Classic Tetris matches. You know, starting off a little bit slower, a little more chill, and ramping up into the 19 and then 29 speeds. The pacing is so great, and it's kind of, how do I put it, like unintentional design by whoever worked on this, that it would work out so well in a 1v1 format. All right, Supershock with some simple skims. A nice slant from that left, high left to the bottom right. Setting up a 2-will, a bit conservative, so they have to use that long bar to fill it in on column 9. Boom Tetris for Supershock. Dormy deciding to throw that square to the far right. A bit of a jagged setup, so kind of, I'd say that's the right call given their board state. Clean it up sooner than later rather than create a spire at some point on your board. Ooh, some clever tucks there from Supershock. Love to see it. See how they solve this. Okay, Patience getting that J piece. Another J piece to burn. Tetris ready, boom. Tetris for Supershock. Dormy with an immaculate board right now, keeping it clean. Nice square tuck. Yeah, no one really thinks of Supershock and Dormy as classic Tetris players, but they're showing really good fundamentals, showing that they know how to set up for tucks, showing that they probably watch classic Tetris in some sense if they are able to pick up on these moves. And obviously they play here on Tetris Effect. Ooh, Dormy getting that far left. I believe Dormy is also a tapper. I think a keyboard tapper. Yes, both these players are max out capable players. Yeah, so Supershock, I keep mentioning, is our Tetris Effect Connected World Champion. We do a format called Trifecta, and that within that format, you have to qualify by being the best in one of the game modes. So if you get top 4 in Zone Battle, Score Attack, or the Classic Score Attack tournament, you qualify. And in the Trifecta format, you have to take out your opponent in 2 of the 3 game modes, right? So Supershock, utilizing strength in every 1v1 mode available, and Tetris Effect was able to take it 2 years in a row. They are very good at Zone Battle, Score Attack, and Classic Score Attack. So in order to actually become the champion, you are going to need to know how to play each game mode available, depending on your matchup, right? Every matchup is different. Obviously, there's going to be somebody much stronger in Classic, for example, or much stronger in the Zone Battle or Score Attack modes. But definitely to make it out victorious, you have to be able to throw down in each game mode. So it's cool that Supershock has been able to do that in the past. Dormy was super close to winning as well in 2022. Actually lost to Supershock in a decider on Classic Score Attack, actually. So maybe they can redeem themselves right here, right now. Supershock looking for that J piece for a really clean burn. Doesn't find it, so opts to take some more conservative burns so that they're not stacking way too high on their board, forcing a top out. At that 100 line mark, Tetris for Dormy, who is behind by just about 1 more Tetris. If they manage to get a Tetris here, they will get caught up. Dormy, yeah, I was about to say, decides to fill in that long bar dependency, and Tetris for Dormy, but Supershock got back to a scoring position here with a nice clean board. And yeah, we are about to approach level 19 speed in 10 lines for both players. Bob getting rowdy for Scooty already, who will be closing out our stream against Sodium Overdose. That's going to be a great match. Both players are able to roll properly here on Tetris Effect Connected, so we will be seeing some crazy games. All right, Dormy, the first to transition here, keeping it clean. Yeah, Dormy not forcing it, not being too aggressive. Of course, these players cannot roll, so you have to can't stack quite as high to the sky on levels 19 through 18. Ooh, I think that was a nice little adjustment from Dormy to actually set up for that long bar dependency. Shocky topped out going into level 19, so Dormy is going to need 1 more Tetris, and there it is. Dormy takes game number 2. And yes, I am looking forward to Dormy versus Jaden in Zone Battle. If anyone in the community knows how powerful they each are in the game mode, it'll be a sight to see. It may be hard to follow, but we can at least appreciate what is happening in front of us, and I'll try my best to enlighten you on what's happening. Scooty and Sodium Overdose will be playing Classic, yes. And then the winner of that will be playing a surprise opponent, which we haven't announced yet, in a Classic match where we enable T-spin bonus. So if you get T-spins in Classic, you get bonus points, and we'll also enable friendly RNG. So we're just going to try to get a bonus matchup in the end where players can get a ton of score if they do it correctly. So it might be fun to watch. You know what? I believe it will be fun to watch. I'm going to correct that. Not might. I guarantee. If you are not satisfied after the game, feel free to email me, and we'll get that sorted out. I guarantee it'll be a fun match. Tetris for Dormy, hitting that 100k, just barely, 99k, not quite 100k. Usually if we're going for max out pace, at least myself as a old DAS player, 100k every 25 lines was kind of like what I sought for if I was trying to get a max out on level 18. So Dormy with that 68% Tetris rate, definitely on max out pace, but Supershock on 73% rate. We'll see if they can find a clever burn with this that horizontal like roof that they set up with the long bar there. Not quite the best, not what they would have hoped for when it comes to Supershocky trying to burn down here. They are 3 rows up. We'll see if they go for a dirty Tetris. Ooh, they set up for it. There it is, dirty Tetris into a nice burn back to that right wheel. I would say that is the right form of aggression. Probably the most efficient way Shocky could have got out of that. All right, so pretty close here. Can they use the mouse scroll? You know what? I believe Messex has used mouse scroll in the past. So when you use the mouse scroll on Tetris Effect Connected, it actually limits your inputs. So you can't cheese it, or else I'm sure more people would try to do it. There is a input limit on the mouse scroll. How does the rank work in the game? Is there an elo system? Yeah, pretty straightforward skill rating system where, depending on how far away you are from the player you match up with, you'll gain a certain amount of rating. So if you place against somebody much better than you, you'll lose a very little amount of rating. And if you defeat somebody much higher than you, of course, you'll get the SR jackpot, as I like to call it. And then, yeah, somebody even matched, you'll get plus or minus 50. Supershock is going to top out early on level 18 here. They had a great pace going, but maybe a little too much aggression, and Dormy is going to force that top out, using that sweat emote to show that they they feel bad for Supershock in a way. I'm sure I could word that better. They wish for a better game, and we know Supershock can bring it here, so let's see what they can do here in game number 4. Welcome in Shadow Man, saying hi. Hi, Shadow Man. What is a kill safe on the current Tetris game, and has anyone like Blue Scooty done it on SNES Classic? I don't know about that. That's a great question. I really do like the SNES version. As for Tetris Effect Connected, I don't think anyone's really pushed the boundaries of levels and stuff like that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I actually don't know the limits of like levels and such in Tetris Effect. I don't believe there are colors, as you would see when you get to like the crazy levels in the NES version. But hey, you never know, something else might break. Shocky in a bit of trouble here. Does get that much needed long bar, but oh, okay, perfect Z piece. All right, they're making their way down. Cannot make any mistakes at this point. Oh no, and there's the mistake with that S piece into the long bar flagpole. You cannot pass that wall, and Dormy takes an unfortunate game number 3 here. Either way, Supershock Dormy, thanks for showing your skills on Classic as we make our way into today's matches. It was a nice opener. I'm feeling ready for what's about to come next. Up next, we are going to have a zone battle match, I believe. let's show who is up next. We are going to have Sodium Overdose versus Greentea next in Zone Battle. Everyone's favorite, Greentea. Hasn't played Zone Battle since, I believe, TEC came out, at least like publicly. So no one knows really how good Greentea is right now, just like before, when Greentea took out the hard drop leader Blink in the Invitational tournament. And then Sodium Overdose, who actually has a nickname Baby Greentea in the past, is taking them on in Zone Battle. Sodium Overdose, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of you know as a CTWC top 8 player, is very good at modern Tetris games, and they asked specifically that they wanted to specifically play against Greentea. It was a wish of theirs, so why not make it happen? And perhaps this will be a warm-up for Greentea, as they are slotted to play against Wumbo later. So let's see if they can get acclimated back into the groove here on Zone Battle, as they haven't had the chance to play as often as they would like. Obviously, working on some other things that enhance, but yes, I'm looking forward to this match. And let's take a look at the schedule here. All right, so yes, Dormy took out Supershocky and Classic. After this, we are going to do a score attack. For those of you that have played that on Tetris Effect Connected, we are going to add a custom setting of Classic Bag on score attack, so it should be pretty fun to watch. It gets rid of the knowing what piece is going to come next, and there's still the T-spin bonus, modern rules. And if any of you know Greentea can play very late into those high speeds, kind of like Tetris Grandmaster-esque speeds, as one of the best master players in the past here on Tetris Effect, so looking forward to that. And doing that with the Classic Bag should be interesting. Then yes, Dormy versus Jaded in Zone Battle. Blue Scooty versus Sodium and Classic, and then whoever wins that matchup will get to play against our celebrity our celebrity guest. I don't know if I should say that after the celebrity we had last week in Logan Paul. I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but we will have a special player for that, which all of you will know. They are a CTWC player, and yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So let's get this Zone Battle match set up here. Yes, Alexi. It is Alexi. Not quite Alexi. Who do you guys think it's going to be? Feel free to keep guessing. It is a CTWC player. I'll give you that hint. Maybe I'll provide more hints as we approach the final match here. Now, I haven't had the luxury of watching Sodium play too much Zone Battle, so kind of a similar story. I actually don't know how good Sodium Overdose is at Zone Battle. I know they are a very talented modern player on some of the other Tetris games, like Puyo Puyo Tetris, so I know they can throw down. So this will be an interesting match to see. I'm curious to assess how good Greentea is right now, and then yeah, Sodium doesn't know how good they are either. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially since Greentea is playing against Wumbo later, and Wumbo is an excellent Zone Battle player. So this will be a good chance for us to measure both these players' skills, and they may make a return in the coming weeks for some more Zone Battle action. So I'm really excited for this. It better not be Jake Paul. Corion's return? Oh, we should definitely get Corion slotted in next week. That'd be a treat. Yeah, next week we are going to be doing more classic. We'll have a classic mini tournament. Blue Tea. Joseph Saley request. There's been so many great Tetris players over the years. We'll definitely try to get in some more old school players, as of course we have a lot of fans of these old legends, and no better way to celebrate an anniversary than invite the legends of the game, right? Whether they are practiced or not, we can appreciate what they've done to the game. In this case, Greentea designed the game we are about to play, which has gotten many people into Tetris as well. So Greentea, certainly a legend of the game, and a huge contributor to shaping how the multiplayer game modes in Tetris Effect and the players that found the game through that. Okay, it looks like they are both in here. Let's set it to first to 3. All right, they are ready. We're going to hop into it. So we haven't seen Greentea play Zone Battle in like 4 years since the Greentea Invitational. Watch them be absolutely goated. Let's see what happens here. Nice, using the... not opting to use the guideline colors. That's how you know they are a real one. Oh, we will have some camps here. Just one moment. Sorry, one moment. I'm so ready to not... I'm just getting their camera set up so we can see. Sodium and Greentea have beautiful smiles, of course. Let's see how into the game they are looking right now. Oop, there we go. Greentea on the left, Sodium Overdose on the right. Greentea still got it. Look, they are moving quick. I'm sure they, even if they aren't super active recently, they have played a bunch of Zone Battle in their time, I'm sure, when it comes to testing and whatnot. But Sodium was thrown down. I did tell Sodium to practice a little bit for this matchup. Ooh, Greentea gonna top out early there. With that killer speed, 131.91. And pretty efficient from Sodium throwing down, 109.92. So we got a bit of a dynamic going on there. I don't know how practiced Greentea is with IRS. So there's this thing called initial rotation system, which allows you to play a little bit higher on the board and go for things like curb trisses and clear lines over your board during zones. Sodium getting, or I'm sorry, Greentea getting the quick dub on Sodium. Not ready for the speed that Greentea has in store here. So yeah, the meta here in Zone Battle, to start things off in Phase 1 is to kind of sprint, get a lot of Tetrises, charge your zone, and then in the later phases you want to bring a bit more efficiency, as the incoming garbage will not be quite as clean. So from score levels of 0 to 20,000, the incoming garbage will be very lax, which means, like, look at Greentea's board right now. It's just a pure Tetris well. So kind of favor speed, charging your zone is a little bit of a warm-up in a way. So Greentea versus zone here. All right, 44 line attack for Greentea, and Sodium able to muster out a little bit more during their zone, setting up that T-spin double. So looking like Greentea is going to want to rely on that raw speed a little bit more during their zones, whereas Sodium may be more keen to set up some of these T-spin doubles. And doing a great job of that with this clean 6-3 stack. Because of how the finesse works in modern Tetris, 6-3 pretty much allows for the fastest speed. Of course, you can make other stacks work, but it's much easier to play quickly with this column in either the fourth column or the seventh column. Ooh, Sodium with the misdrop on the long bar and has no zone. Greentea taking game number 2. This might be a quick set here. Players topping out early. And I'm sure Wumbo is studying this match, thinking they might be able to take the dub here against Greentea, but we'll see. I think the longer we give Greentea the chance to play some zone battle, the scarier they will become. Ooh. Misdrop on that long bar, but a really quick resolve from Greentea. And throwing a lot of T-spins in the mix here. Actually opting not to go with that Tetris, just to bring it down quickly. They probably want to get this zone over with so that they can get ahead on zone charge, because actually Sodium is moving quite quickly on their side. First to finish the zone. Bringing their board down, looking to play a little more defensive, as Greentea is the one applying pressure this time around. Mixing in more T-spins. Seems to be finding a bit of a groove here. Sodium really taking advantage of the zone macro. They seem to be the first to charge the zone, and they are not waiting to use it. So in this situation, like, look, Sodium has extra time now to charge and get what I like to call like insurance zone meter. So even if Greentea demolishes them in efficiency during their zone, Sodium does have that quarter zone where they can try to get caught up, like even right now. But fortunately, Sodium was able to tank that a little bit. Ooh, I'm curious. Yeah, I think Sodium... Okay, they decided to cover that with a square. Could have set up for a clever J-spin, decides not to. Sets up a T-spin single, looking for a clever down stack into a nice triple with this long bar coming up. Ooh, I like the zone for Sodium, kind of utilizing that clean garbage. As you see the music getting a little more intense as we enter phase 3. If you accept any garbage at this point, yeah, look, Greentea's board, I don't know if they even wanted to accept that. Maybe a mistake, because look how messy that garbage is. Either way, I think Greentea will be able to tank it for a little bit. Ooh, no, they don't use the quarter zone, and it's going to be a decider between Greentea and Sodium, aka Baby Greentea. All right, let's see what happens here. Nice zone efficiency from Sodium. Sodium throwing down. They definitely have what it takes to take out Greentea here. You know what? They actually missed a perfect clear there, but that's neither here or there. All right. Show us what you got, Greentea. I got a review from my coworker. You know what? They're actually sitting on max zone this time, so they are perhaps looking to tank a little bit from Sodium's incoming attack. And okay, it looks like okay, they do decide to zone. Maybe they weren't super comfortable given the state of their board. Finds that T-spin single, a pretty good down stack. I think Sodium might have a little bit of an edge. Oh, okay, Greentea getting in the IRS mode there. Oh, it actually takes out Sodium. Oh no, Baby Greentea goes down. Standard Greentea maintains the throne and is the Greentea of choice. GG, that was a lot of fun. Sodium, maybe next time. We'll give it another 4 years. You'll have your chance. Or in the next Tetris 40th. Greentea still can throw down here. That's cool to see. We'll see if they can take on Wumbo, who is extremely good at zone battle. I think that's going to be quite a challenge for Greentea, but they're getting in their groove, and maybe they'll be practicing here while we're waiting for that match to occur. So, all right. Ooh, we got that quick score update. Thank you, Light Rod, wherever you are. Up next, we are going to be doing more. We're going to have more Greentea action, actually. We're going to be doing Supershocky versus Greentea. So Greentea actually cannot practice zone battle for the Wumbo match. They have to throw down in this goofy scenario here. So this will be kind of a mishmash of rules between classic and modern. We will be using the classic bag, so pretty much random pieces with like modern scoring, and then as we approach the later levels, it gets into like master speed, like grandmaster speeds, as you may be familiar with from games such as like Tetris Grandmaster. So it'll be a cool clash of game modes here. So let's get that lobby set up. Yes, we want to feature Greentea as they are a legend of the game. Okay. Oh, yes. Sodium Overdose is one of the fastest sprinters in Tetris, so they are no slouch. Everyone thinks of Sodium as a classic Tetris player, but I can assure you they have thrown down against me in the past on other Tetris games. All right, so we're going to get Greentea and Supershocky in here. And Supershocky is considered the best score attack player, but we are going to be using that classic bag, so that will perhaps nerf Supershocky, and we'll see if Greentea can utilize their abilities to play into the late levels to really take it here. So I actually don't know what to expect from this. This could be a lot of fun. Supershocky versus Greentea. Supershocky being our Tetris Effect connected world champion, back-to-back winner, and Greentea literally designed this game mode, so they can throw down. They have been towards the top in the past in the master leaderboards, so very effective at high gravity play. I think Greentea actually still plays Tetris Grandmaster from time to time, so I'm sure they'll be able to throw down at this high gravity like it's a walk in the park. All right, let's actually make sure our settings are correct here. All right, so Supershock on the left, Greentea on the right. Ready. Good luck, have fun. I'm gonna get their webcam set up here. Oh, yes, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you can add Tetris rate and drought on classic score attack. Head to the gameplay options for those of you that like to play classic on here. It's nice to see. It's nice to validate when you don't get a long bar for a long time and need something to blame. So you can blame that drought. Okay, so yeah, we have classic bag, and as many of you that are active in the community know, there's this thing called ST stacking. Supershock literally has the best guide out there for it. They've written the book on this stacking at the highest level. However, we have classic bag here, so it may be a bit tricky to maintain that as we see already, having trouble maintaining back-to-back T-spin. So it's really going to throw a wrench into things. And you know what? This actually reminds me a little bit of the Mod Retro game that was on display last Friday. Although T-spins are actually providing a score bonus here. So Supershock actually has to set it for a Tetris. And so what's our line? Okay, pretty even on score. Yeah, I think Supershock is actually the favorite when it comes to standard score attack. But if I know Greentea is extremely adaptable to any Tetris game. And just throwing that classic bag into the mix here should give Greentea a fighting chance to take on our score attack GOAT. Yeah, and if any of you are looking to try this at home, you can tinker with a lot of settings in the custom game settings on Tetris Effect. If you're looking for someone to play with, head to discord.gg/enhance, and there's always somebody. There's usually always somebody that will be happy, that would oblige to throw down against you in a game mode of your choosing. Supershock actually setting up for this double T-spin triple tower, but it's somewhat broken. Oh, I love this. It looks scuffed, but it's really hard to plan, given the lack of how do I put it? You don't know what pieces are coming up. So in Supershock's case, you may have a T-piece drought, which will come into effect here as you try to set up for T-spins. Yes, Greentea is still the final boss. Forever will be in my book. I think it's safe to say they have immortalized themselves as the final boss, excuse me. And actually is ahead here. They are ahead on lines, so just like in Classic Tetris, that means that Supershock has a lot of room to get caught up here, so it's actually pretty even. Greentea is moving quite a bit faster. So whoever tops out first, the other player will have 2 minutes to get caught up on this score, so perhaps Greentea can utilize a little bit of a speed advantage and create a runway and put pressure on Supershock if that timer does come into play. Oh, whoops. Let's get their cameras up. Sorry about that. Bloop. There we go. And they are both looking in the right direction. How wonderful. They're looking down at their boards like gods. The gods that they are. Okay, so Greentea here with a 134k lead. It's really hard for me to determine how much of a lead that is, given the game mode here. So we're gonna have to wait and see. They do have quite the line lead, so really Supershock might actually be playing more efficient, but Greentea could apply this pressure if they manage to top out early and put on that 2-minute timer. Supershock forcing a T-spin. Not getting the T-piece, though. A little bit of a T-piece drought. And it's going to have some issues. They do get the T-piece finally. They need to open up. Oh, that T-spin double into a double. Okay. I think they missed out on a back-to-back opportunity, but there's a lot going on there, so it's easier to sit and critique them from this point of view, but execution is the other part of the story here. You know what? Shocky's getting another T-piece drought. They're gonna have to break this T. Oh, okay, that patience. And they actually find a pretty good combo here. Combos don't provide much score though in this mode, so if you go for like a 3 wide or 4 wide or something like that, it's not going to get you anywhere. But I mean, for what it's worth. Oh, okay, so Greentea tops out on level 29 at 1.2. So Shocky, not that much space here. The T-spins are more valuable as the level increases, but we are on Classic Bag, so this could come down to the wire. And given that it is Classic Bag, it might actually be a little trickier to play into the later levels. Oh, that placement on the L. All right, Greentea, or I'm sorry, Supershocky set up for a T-spin double. Just one more Tetris will do it, and they actually managed to take the dub there. That was a great match. So what do we got? A 1.2, 1.2s. I have a feeling the players are going to improve. Maybe they're getting a little acclimated to this goofy rule set. They are both masters of Tetris and adaptable in their own right, so I'm curious to see how this ends up. We'll see how late Supershock can play here. We have any, has anyone ever achieved a Classic Bag score attack level 30? Actually a great question. All right, so Supershock playing a bit more efficient and was able to get caught up to Greentea there. A T-spin double and yeah, well, the most efficient scoring is T-spin doubles back to back. I think people underestimate how much bonus you get from back to back as well in this mode. Supershock with a really strong... Oh, actually, both players with a really strong start here, set up for those T-spin doubles. Supershock was able to maintain it. Greentea uses a T-spin single cleverly against the wall there to kind of maintain back-to-back. We'll see if they can get... not really the best follow-up pieces, unfortunately. So they're going to have to take a triple. Opt to use that T-spin single into the double there, and find their way back to the well that they started with here. Okay. Similar line counts this time around, so we can see a true lead here for Supershocky. But Greentea found their way nicely back into the that column 7, which is a very comfortable place to stack on high gravity level starts. Typically on high gravity, like you see here, where the piece instantly drops down, you want to have a high center, and you can easily have a high center stack when you set up in that column 8. Or if you you could also mirror it if you prefer the rotations. And ooh, unfortunate mistake there for a Greentea. Not able to get that long bar to the far right, but pretty quick cleanup. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you could also stack in you can mirror it and stack in column 3 as well. But for whatever reason, everyone likes to stack on the right side, myself included. I think Zen SS, who is another very skilled score attack player, will often have their well on the left side. I don't know what the science is behind that, why people choose the right versus the left. Supershock opting for this T-spin triple tower. Nice find. Hopefully they get the right pieces, though. They might need to... Okay, yeah, I'm going to use a square for that. They have both T-spins ready. Not able to maintain that back-to-back, but nevertheless, it was still a fairly efficient solve. Dropping speed of TGM at higher levels should be considerably faster than level... Oh, there's a heart covering. You can see level something. No one's ever gotten to level 39 in score attack. Actually, the highest level somebody's gotten to is level 35. So it's a bit different than other game modes. Actually, it spikes considerably following level 29. I believe after level 35, it gets near impossible to keep playing. But of course, prove me wrong, players out there. Supershock with a nice find. T-spin double into... They decide to go for the Tetris. Sometimes it's... of course, players are going to want to go for that Tetris, but sometimes it might be better to look ahead and use that long bar to like clean up your stack and make sure that you maintain it back-to-back, right? So... Even at times, if the Tetris looks super obvious, it might not always be the best option if you want to create good board health. So Greentea once again in the lead, kind of a similar story. I think they were playing a bit more efficient though than last time, because last time they topped out at 1.2, and we still have a lot of room to give here. So it's going to be a bit harder for Supershocky to get caught up this time around, but I think Supershocky is also playing... You know what? They're probably just about as efficient, or Greentea might be more efficient here. It's kind of hard to measure. We've only had so many classic bag score attack games. All right, Greentea with a nice T-spin double find. Our final boss of Tetris. Will our TECWC two-time champ be able to take him out here? It is, if Supershocky wins here, the set is over. But Greentea is looking like they are adapting, as I mentioned earlier. You don't want to give Greentea too much time in any game mode, and because they will get better and acclimated as time goes on. Oh, they're actually, oh, okay. Ooh, they see that double square solve. I think that was some pretty good foresight. They might have wanted to set up what's called a super T-spin double, but decided to set up for that Tetris, which was probably the right move, given the double square. Okay, so level 28 for Greentea. Here goes level 29, which is really difficult here on score attack. Master level speeds here. Making it level 30, and keep in mind, this is also classic bag, so it's really hard to, like, you gotta really think instinctually here. Ooh, almost gets to level 31. Supershocky has their work cut out for him. They have a double Tetris setup, but Tetrises also increase that level much faster, so ideally they're going to get some T-spins. Oh, this is going to be really close. 35k. Ooh, some squares. There's that double square that Greentea ran into earlier. They do have the same piece sets. And here's 29. Can Shocky get 7,800 points? A few line clears would do it. Oh, with a mini T-spin double, they get ahead by 903k points. Ooh, that was close. GG. Nice game. So Supershocky barely taking the lead on that one, and is going to sweep Greentea. If that were to go on, I think Greentea was getting adapted and was bringing it to Supershocky. So great games. Thanks for the matchup, you two. Let's see how quick our scoreboard updater is. It is already up to date. That was lightning fast. So Supershocky taking the 2-0 against Greentea and a classic bag score attack. I'd love to see more of that. Maybe we'll bring it back for one of these upcoming community showcases. Next up, we have a banger of a matchup. Dormy versus Jaden, two of the best players in zone battle going head-to-head, and I think their skill levels are fairly close as well. Dormy has been the favorite in the past, but I think Jaden has kind of closed that gap, and in the last Square One community tournament, if I'm not mistaken, they had a really good matchup. I'm not sure where both players lie or who's the better player at this moment, but I guarantee it's going to be pretty close, and we're going to see some of the best zone battle that you can see. So this will be a treat. I'll try my best to keep up with them. Then following that, we are going to have Wumbo versus Greentea in zone battle. So we'll see if Greentea is practiced up on zone battle after going against Sodium, because Wumbo will be able to bring it. And following that, we'll have Blue Scooty versus Sodium Overdose, and the winner will be playing against a unknown player in 7-bag. And T-spins will be enabled for that as well. So we're going to have scores through the roof in our final bonus match. All right, so let's get these players set up. Where are they here? Oh, that is not our... We just had Shocky versus... Or I'm sorry, it's going to be Jaden versus Dory, not Shocky. Right here. Shocky right here. Let's get you out of here. Shocky, we've seen too much Shocky. Where is Jaden? Bam. Jaden versus Dormy. Should be a treat. I think Jaden here is using the Virgo avatar unlock, and Dormy, the Eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye. Yes, I'm super excited for this, so let's get a lobby set up for these players. Yeah, get out of here, Shocky. Enough of you. So Dormy needs 5 minutes, so I will find a way to stall here and talk about other things. How's everyone doing? Hope you're enjoying the Tetris 40 showcase so far. We will be having a more classic-centric showcase next week with the mini tournament, and we'll still have some show matches in the modern modes as well. If you're looking for any matchup in particular, feel free to share in the chat. What Tetris legend would you like to see participate? I will skim through the chat later and maybe be like, oh, that is a brilliant idea. Yes, Jaden is the sprint world record holder on Tetris Effect Connected at a whopping, I believe they broke the 26-second barrier. I want to say like 25.82. Am I correct? Am I on the money there? That'd be great if I was on the money. I'm sure if Jaden, if you are in chat, you can let us know. If I would have known a TE tournament was on, I would have been here sooner. Well, we will have it the next 2 Fridays for our Tetris 40th showcases here. But yeah, we'll have a classic mini tournament next week. And the following week, we will be hosting a team crew battle matchup with even more Tetris legends going head-to-head. It'll be Team Enhance. So Greentea, myself, and the wonderful Enhance mod, Ferox, who may be lingering in chat, versus some challengers to be determined. So that should be a lot of fun. I think Enhance versus the world, I think Enhance has the upper hand, to be quite frank. So show us what you got, because we're going to take you down, no problem. If any of you want to volunteer to be on Team World, raise your hand in the chat, and I will consider your application. Here, I'll raise my hand first. If you want to sign up to participate on Team World, just raise your hand. Okay, so let's take a look at our upcoming matchups while we wait here. And yes, if you are looking for more Tetris Effect connected action, be sure to head to discord.gg/enhance to hang out with the greater Tetris Effect community. If you participate in the weekend rituals, for one, we will actually be hosting a mini ritual during next week's broadcast. So throughout the live broadcast, there will be a special Friday night weekend ritual enabled if any of you like to chill and play single player in the effect modes. And you can have that open while you're watching the stream. If you are a true Tetris Effect fan, you will be there, you will be playing, you will be watching. I expect you to be here, all right? You can't miss out. Jaden found their way to our lobby, so we are just waiting on Dormy here. Maybe Dormy needs to find their zen. They are in the hyperbolic time chamber, or they are meditating outside, preparing for this very talented player, Jaden. Also, shout out to the level Turtle Dreams, which has made its premiere on our broadcast. We've got that turtle in the background. Kind of an underrated journey mode level. So yeah, I'm actually going to plug it in the chat if you are looking to participate in future Tetris Effect connected events. We have community events every Friday, no matter what skill level you are, so be sure to participate. Yeah, we actually have open lobbies every week on twitch.tv/enhance experience if you are looking to have your games commentated, even if you are new to the game. It can be a lot of fun. Ooh. Looks like Dormy has found their way here. So we are about to get started with this crazy zone battle match. Jaden versus Dormy in a 1st to 3. This is pretty even, so that could be long or it could be short if there's a bit of an edge or players topping out early, making some early mistakes. But I hope this goes the distance. And yeah, so we have Dormy on the left, Jaden on the right, and good luck, have fun, both players. I'm trying to fix Jaden's cam because they are really, or I'll show you what I'm looking at here. They are using an arcade stick. It's called a hitbox. So Jaden rocking the sticks here. I guess it's like kind of like a keyboard, but it's only buttons. And Dormy on the left, I believe, is using a controller. They are a DualShock 4 controller user. It's actually crazy that our fastest players are controller players. At least myself, I like to play this on a keyboard. So it's like hard to fathom. But yes, our top Japanese players, Dormy, and even Jaden uses like kind of an unorthodox controller method. The best players can throw down with any controller, which is cool to see. So how's our game going? We are going to quickly be approaching that phase 3. As both these players are extremely efficient, extremely fast. Dormy did not participate in the TECWC 2023, so it's kind of hard to measure them against the other players. Ooh, there is... that was tricky. 49 attack, or 49 Perfectress for Dormy. And, ooh, nice combo from Dormy to actually stay alive there. You can see the incoming attack meters on the left side here, kind of in between that zone meter and the player's board, right? So in order to not receive an attack, you can continue to block attacks every time you clear a line, right? So Dormy with really good intuition to stop for a moment, process, do I need to block that attack, and manage to do so amazingly. And a very fast 19 line attack. Very fast Perfectress for Dormy, and Jaden firing right back. This is already crazy. Okay. Jaden with a lot of garbage. So when you are high on your board, here's something like top players will do. You kind of don't want to like always force a down stack, right? So in Jaden's case, Jaden is going to want to like, at times, if you're high on the board, you will want to intentionally block against your opponent. So perhaps at times Jaden might even wait to... Uh-oh. Is that me? Somebody was lagging. Hopefully that wasn't me. Since I have 0 drop frames. Alright, we're back into it. But yes, these two players are legends of Tetris, if you ask me, going head-to-head. And like I said, it's really close. So this could definitely go the distance. Zone battle matches can be over quickly if it's not a close matchup. Or they can last a very long time if it is a close matchup. And it's only been 3 minutes, but that 3 minutes feels like you're time traveling with how quickly these players are moving. It's like we're on fast forward, right? So these players will be feeling it in a long set. Jaden setting up for the 4-wide combo, taking advantage of this. So while Dormy is in the zone, Jaden is like, I know I'm not going to be receiving any attacks, so I have a moment to set up for a 4-wide. And Dormy had no zone meter, so that was an excellent decision by Jaden. And recognizing it in the moment, look at those powerhouse stats. 154, 130. That might be higher than usual from Jaden. Showing that they are looking to bring it and be a contender for Zone Battle Championship possibly this year. So who's winning? We have Jaden winning on the right. They are up 1-0. Setting up for this T-spin double. Will they? I'm surprised that they decided not to trigger that zone. So they're opting to. Some players like to not zone first because it gives them a lot of moment to set up APM. So Jaden was able to set up 2 T-spin doubles while Dormy was utilizing that zone. However, this will allow Dormy to likely get a little bit ahead on zones. See, like Dormy already has a quarter zone charge, meaning that no matter what Jaden throws at them, they'll be guaranteed to survive if they have to trigger that. And it also means they are going to be the first to trigger this max zone. So if Dormy triggers zone now, which they decide to do, looks like they want to play into the zone lead card. Yeah, they're going to try to make use of these bonus lines that come from zone attacks. Oh, they actually almost had the curve twist there. It's not the right pieces to get 21 line clear. Yes, the garbage RNG. So the longer the game goes on, the more brutal the garbage becomes, right? It starts out really simple or like super clean. Like you actually want to accept attacks from your opponent in the start of the game because you can easily just throw it right back at them with a rebuttal Tetris or something like that. Or with a strong counterattack. However, you got to be a lot more careful on this late phase of the game because look how messy that garbage is. Garbage gets messy at 60,000 points, which happens a lot sooner for players of this caliber because they can just throw T-spins like it's their job. All right. So Dormy has kind of maintained that zone lead. This, if Jaden is able to counter this, ooh, I think okay. Jaden has their work cut out for him here. Nice down stack. They do have that quarter zone, so if they have to use it, they can. One thing Dormy can do here is like, I'm gonna wait for you to attack. So Dormy can actually accept garbage, meaning that Jaden won't have anything to block with, right? And they can try to force Jaden to zone. So Jaden really behind on zone now, so it's going to be quite difficult to get caught up. So they had to kind of force APM with the Tetris or T-spin, and Dormy fires back for game number 2. Tying it up. Does Hitbox have any advantage over keyboard? No. I don't think there's any controller that has any advantage in modern Tetris, which is pretty cool. Any controller goes. We have powerhouses on keyboards, controllers. Our best players use DualShock controllers, actually. I'm trying to think. Who's the best keyboard player? Probably OSW when it comes to zone battle. And they're right there with them in terms of skill. Interesting 20 fine for Dormy. So I guess in this matchup, Dormy likes to, at least in the sample of games we've had so far, Dormy seems to be the one keen to zone first and like force this zone advantage. Ooh, that was a great tank from Dormy. Look how clean that garbage is. And they have the zone advantage to boot. So already at 3/4 zone charge, accepted some very clean garbage from Jaden. Easier said than done, right? So if you accept that garbage and then you make like a misdrop, you're toast. But Dormy with a great execution, great game plan so far. Looking poised to bring some crazy stats for this game. Oh, they have the curve twist. Oh, they hit it, and it's an all clear. A curve twist 70 attack from Dormy. That was crazy. All right, let's see if Jaden can fire back. Jaden manages, and they actually force a 4-wide here. So Jaden finds a pretty strong combo. Ooh, nice S and Z solve there. I actually saw something different, but Jaden is smarter than me, it turns out. Okay, some great T-spin finds from Jaden. You have to really measure your efficiency versus your down stack, right? Or, if possible, you want to force T-spins that work well into that next well, which Jaden is doing a great job of, right? So yeah, at this level, you definitely want to continue to downstack, but you want to downstack with efficiency, whether it's like building up a Tetris into the next open well, or if possible, yeah, setting up a T-spin with that follow-up well. All right, so what is happening, you maybe wonder. This is intense. Ooh, misdrop from Jaden, and Dormy with that zone advantage and board height advantage has a lot of tools at their disposal. But you never want to give up until it's truly over. You can find the dream downstack or something like that. If like Jaden finds it does happen. Like Jaden may find a 10 downstack combo or something like that to keep it up, get that extra zone charge, and can continue to downstack. Unfortunately, not able to. Dormy is bringing it, looking to close it out here. Hopefully, we make I'm rooting for Jaden for the decider here, but really that powerhouse zone going into phase 3 put a ton of pressure on Jaden, and Jaden actually did a great job trying to counter it, but a little too much pressure following that from Dormy, forcing some early zones from Jaden. All right, like I said, Dormy is once again first to zone, finds that T-spin triple in there as well. And you know what? Even though Dormy was first to zone, this is going to be a really fast zone from Jaden. Putting pressure on Dormy, but Dormy actually getting a very clean well. So RNG is on Dormy's side, and Jaden is now setting up for that 4 wide. She did break it for a moment, but still able to find a lot of APM in that. So very, very nicely played from Jaden. And so 4 wide not quite as like overpowered in this game as as like something like Puyo Puyo Tetris, right? It really comes down to spotting the right time to use it and having the time to set it up as well, right? So you have to really have that intuition. And on top of that, you have to have the ability to execute. It's pretty easy to mess up a 4 wide. And if you do mess up a 4 wide, it's quite a risk because a misdrop, you kind of... your board is ruined, pretty much. So execution is so crucial in this. And there it is from Jaden. And Dormy gets another curb tris, a 7-2 line clear, putting the pressure on Jaden. But Jaden is in a situation where she can easily tank it. Does have to break it there. Able to bring it all the way down, utilizing this quarter zone. I'm sorry, the half zone. Probably because they don't want to get too high their board and want to have some board height to work with here. So you do lose a bit of line bonus not using that max zone, but Jaden probably finding more power and just having more room to spam T-spins and upstack. Jaden has amazing upstack abilities and an extremely high ultra score to boot as well. So that half zone is really paying off. Dormy has a max zone, but they don't want to waste it. If Dormy has a good opportunity for probably like halfway down their board, just so that they can mix in T-spins during their zone. And they want to get into a space where they can still like get a high line clear, right? So it can be tricky to know when to pull the trigger on this phase 3 where the garbage is messy. Story does execute the zone, and okay, getting a 17, pretty efficient with the 50 attack. However, I think given the caliber of player that Jaden is, she can definitely take advantage of this. There it is. Look at that huge attack coming in for Dormy. All messy garbage. Double T-spin setup. Very nice find, actually, with that Fractal setup. Shout out to Fractal from TECWC for watching. It is not named after Fractal, but let's just imagine it is. T-spin triple, down stack for Dormy. Ooh, look at that really fast, clean down stack. Getting a 20 or even to 18 plus on phase 3. As quick as Dormy was able to do it is so powerful, because given the messy garbage that you generally have on phase 3, it's like really difficult. You don't see a 20 too often on phase 3, and if a player is able to nab that, it's going to put on a ton of pressure. So because Dormy is so high on their board, they're definitely going to want to try to block some attacks. That was a nice sequence to block Jaden's attack there. Even though they are so high and probably want to downstack, they have to they're kind of forced to set up for APM here. And they are forced to zone half zone, but this is a pretty quick half zone. And yeah, even with the foresight to set up that T-spin triple. Oh, they're actually stacking this up. So one thing you could do when you're low on zone is, if you don't know how strong your opponent's attack is going to be, just set up a combo, even if it's not a perfect 4-wide. It's kind of like, it's a conservative way to play, because with the combo, it's easy to charge. You guarantee like zone charge, or at least some kind of APM if you have to trigger that zone early. Nice Tetris find from Dormy, leading right into that next swell. Oh, I think they meant to set up for a T-spin double there. So a bit of a mistake from Dormy. A really nice recovery, though. Look at this. This is crazy. 49 attack. Oh, double the S into the Z misdrop. But look at that. Dormy finds the T-spin double out of nowhere, despite that. Excellent finds from Dormy, given the situations. This is a 5-minute plus zone battle match. You don't get to see that too often. These players are neck and neck. The intensity doesn't stop. They've probably aged about, for every minute you spend in zone battle, you probably age a year. So they aged 6 total years in this match. All right, 130. 107 for Dormy, 155, 125 for Jaden in a 6-minute match is absolutely bonkers. That is some top tier gameplay. Literally, like, many of you know who Akashi Robo is. That's Akashi Robo level stats in a way. Okay. Alright. Dormy able to tank that quick zone from Jaden, so actually I would give a little bit of an edge for Dormy. It is still in phase 1 though, so Jaden is going to be able to get this max zone to counter. And, oh, Jaden with this early 4-wide setup. It is not breaking either. That was really fast. But Dormy is well equipped. They had a pretty clean zone. They have that zone advantage. A nice T-spin prop. Look at that floating T-spin setup into that. Oh, they misdrop it though. That's actually pretty big. So Dormy kind of losing their momentum pretty quickly there. Still in the lead because they have this zone lead, but not quite as crazy as it was before. Ooh. Crazy play. A very fast 54 attack Perfectress from Dormy. What is the counter here from Jaden? They find a nice combo. Probably not as efficient as they would have liked, but oh man, this might be lights out. Okay, Jaden does find a pretty good down stack. And does get that quarter zone. But this might be lights out. Dormy takes it. That was a great game. Very nice showcase for our wonderful Tetris 40th. Yeah, and typically for a tournament match, it goes to first to 4. So a bit shorter. That could have gone to the wire if this was an actual tournament match. This would be like a top 4 match contender easy. So shout out to Jaden and Dormy. Thanks for that wonderful display of skill. Whether you follow it or not, I'm sure you understand how crazy the execution is, how well studied they are. And do not be intimidated if you've never played Zone Battle. They are two of the best players of all time. So definitely check it out if you are interested. And maybe you'll make your way up the ladder, and I'll see you next year at that position, or for our next Tetris Anniversary Showcase. Either way, next up, we will be having the return of Greentea and the last Zone Battle match of the night. Wumbo wanted to challenge Greentea in some Zone Battles, so we are going to have Wumbo versus Greentea next, and then for all you classic heads out there, we're going to have a banger of a matchup. Blue Scooty versus Sodium. And the winner of that will be playing our mystery player in 7-Bag T-Spin's Enabled Classic, which will be pretty fun to watch as well. So stay tuned here. Next up is Wumbo and Greentea. Greentea hasn't been too active as of late, but given time, and perhaps even in the past hour, they've upped their gameplay a little bit on Zone Battle. And Wumbo needs no introduction. If any of you found Tetris through Tetris 99, it was likely Wumbo, or even Dormy, who was playing earlier. They can throw down in pretty much every Tetris game as well. I would say the favorite at the moment, but I never count out Greentea. They are a legend of the game, can adapt to any situation. They designed Zone Battle for what it's worth, so we'll see what happens here. And I hope you guys like Wumbo's avatar here. Absolutely jacked T-spin machine. Okay, so we're gonna get ready for this matchup. Oops. There we go. So once Wumbo and Greentea are ready, we'll get started here. And I'm going to make sure Blue Scooty and Sodium are ready. You are on deck if you are listening. Don't you mean? Yes, Wumbo is a forward machine, especially on Puyo Puyo Tetris, where it's so powerful, but on Zone Battle, they are extremely good, and do not open 4-wide, because 4-wide openers aren't that great on Zone Battle unless you can like get pretty lucky with the center well zone timing. Generally, it's better just to spam Tetrises. So it looks like both players are in here. Wumbo on the left, Greentea on the right. Ready, we're gonna hop into it. So yeah, last Zone Battle match of the day. Greentea had a little bit of time to warm up earlier. We'll see if they can bring it against Wumbo, who's a powerhouse in this game mode. And shout out to Greentea using those customized colors. It can be pretty tricky to play on the mono colors, but depending on how you envision the game, right? A lot of us are used to looking at the colors for like upcoming pieces, but some of us don't do that. It looks like Greentea can move perfectly fast without it. And yeah, Greentea hasn't been too active, but given enough time, I feel like Greentea is a menace in any Tetris mode. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out. They get a pretty quick 1946 attack. And Wumbo with an 1853 attack, so slightly more efficient, sending one line to Greentea. Big deal. That's nothing, Wumbo. Show us what you got. Ooh, very lucky for Greentea that the incoming garbage went into that well that they had set up on the right. Let the tea cook. Ooh. Unfortunately, maybe underestimating the incoming attack there from Wumbo. and did not trigger the zone in time, so Greentea is going to lose game number 1. Wombo with pretty respectable stats there, 120, 90. Going to be pretty hard for Greentea to contend with. Yeah, we'll see if Greentea adapts and finds a different way to approach playing a player like Wombo. They might want to even play a little more defensive, and if I know Greentea, they are extremely fast, so perhaps try to find a way to utilize their speed and zone versus the efficiency that Wombo's going to be bringing with the high amount of T-spin doubles. Ooh, look at that, putting pressure on Wombo. So now Greentea's in the driver's seat. Has a quarter zone to work with, so even if Wombo has a slightly more efficient approach here, Greentea will have that zone advantage to utilize. Has a T-spin double here. How are they this fast? So there's this thing called two-step finesse in modern Tetris, and when you get the hang of it, you can kind of understand how they're able to move so quickly. But players have found a way to put their piece where they want on the board with a minimal amount of key presses, right? When you actually watch somebody play in person, their hands are, well, depending on the player, I guess, their hands may not even be moving that quickly. It's just a matter of finesse and knowing how to maneuver the board with practice. Greentea hitting that 20 combo, able to block Wombo's attack there. I love seeing that Greentea still able to throw down in zone battle despite not really showing us what they were capable of since 2020. Also, just goes to show how far this community has come and how players have been able to analyze this game mode and figure it out. Okay, so Wombo with a pretty good position here. Does misdrop that L piece, but has a double Tetris and a T-spin double. Greentea's going to have to utilize this quarter zone. Ooh, if they can manage to get another one. They do. Either way, it's going to be tricky here. And Greentea does top out. Wombo, what's that up look like for... Oh, that might be a misdrop. It looked like a DT cannon, but not quite. All right, game number 3. Wombo up 2-0. Will our legend find a way to get caught up here? Ooh, look at that T-spin single opener. Love to see it from Greentea. So Greentea will be participating in our future community showcases. We'll be here again next Friday and the following for a team special. If you want to show your love for Greentea, he will be here participating. Next week, we'll see Greentea play some Classic. I like this oh, is Wombo maybe having issues. Oh, I'm not sure what just happened. Okay, maybe a little bit of a latency gap here. Or they went AFK for a moment. It's hard to tell. I recall they may be having computer issues. Hopefully that's not the case. If we need to, we'll do a quick reset. Looks like they might try to play through it, though, so if Wombo manages to get caught up here, more power to him. I think Greentea has probably cemented enough of a lead given the circumstances. Let me check with them, make sure they're okay from the next game. Okay, he says he fixed it, and my bad. I see here on the Twitch chat. All right. Oh, there it is. There is the Wumbo special at center forward. No better way to celebrate the Tetris 40th than a Wumbo ties special. All right. And manages to find a pretty quick solve there. Coming back with a vengeance after those computer issues. All right. Greentea was able to tank it. Oh, look at that. A King Crimson is the name of the setup here. So a funky T-spin double setup here for Wumbo, pulling out all the stops. All right, there we go. Utilizing that T-spin single setup to easily set up the next T-spin here from Wumbo, so good foresight. It's looking to be a pretty killer zone. Able to fight back a little bit against Greentea's pressure. Greentea with a bit of an advantage right now, at least when it comes to zone here. Looks like they might be able to utilize, or they're going to get that max zone first. We'll see if they can utilize it. Even though Greentea may not be as practiced, they've always been an extremely fast player, so if they can utilize their speed with the zone advantage, that might be the ticket to taking out Wumbo here. Wumbo, okay. Very nice rebuttal. And the Greentea zone lead has diminished a little bit here. Either way, Greentea with a bit of a lead, low to the board. And that half zone is going to be really crucial in this phase because charging zone is slower. Zone depletes faster, garbage is messier, and zone charges slower. So that could prove useful. And you know what? Greentea has a really clean board. I feel like they're going to try to trigger... There it is. Looking for the right solve to get the most T-spins. Either way, it looks like they will get close to a 20. Okay, 15-30 line. Probably wanted to get a little more out of that, but we'll see if Greentea can find a cool way to follow up here. Clever double burn from Greentea. And I think Wumbo is going to put on a lot of pressure here with this zone. All right, Greentea. I don't know if they're going to be able to survive. And Wumbo takes it with a 4 wide ready. GG. Thank you, Greentea. Thank you, Wumbo, for showing off your skills here in zone battle. Greentea is still a legend in all our eyes and introduced us to zone battle back against Blink in 2020. And for what it's worth, can still throw down pretty significantly given their lack of playtime. So that goes to show they are a Tetris master. And yes, up next, we are going to have Blue Scooty versus Sodium. And we'll be getting more Greentea action and classic score attack next week. So if you're looking to see some, perhaps some quick taps and such, the legendary, what was it, 8 or 9 high quick tap on the right from like 2019. We'll have more Greentea in the coming weeks. Legend of the scene, whether you are a modern or classic player. Speaking of, we are going to have the one and only Blue Scooty coming up next against Sodium Overdose in classic score attack. And this will close out our regular matches, and the winner will be playing against a secret contender in classic 7 bag with T-spins enabled for a crazy final game to close out tonight. And here is the wonderful Blue Scooty on the left, Sodium Overdose on the right. So we're gonna get these players set up. Okay, players should be on their way. I'm super excited for this. Blue Scooty and Sodium played on a Tetris Effect connected showcase, which I believe is on the Classic Tetris YouTube still if you want to skim back and see what happened there. But yeah, both players are capable of rolling here on Tetris Effect Connected using their classic NES controllers, so we will see some crazy games for sure. Sodium Overdose really showed impressive gameplay on TEC last time we played. It seems like it was like just like they're playing on console, so I'm sure we're gonna see some top-notch classic Tetris, and yeah, it'll be a great way to close out our Friday stream and vibe into the weekend. Excuse me. So Sodium found their way to the lobby. Just waiting on Scooty here, and we'll get started. If you're looking to participate in future Tetris Effect connected events, head to the Discord at discord.gg/enhance. Feel free to say hi to me and other members in the community. And yeah, you can sign up for notifications if you want to be part of future tournaments. We have tournaments for players of all skill levels, so don't worry, you're not going to be playing against Blue Scooty if you sign up for a Classic Tetris tournament, unless you get to that level. But there are tiered tournaments, so every player is welcome, and hopefully any new Tetris Effect connected players out there, or just Tetris players in general, will check it out. Ooh, we got an early good luck, have fun from Scooty and Sodium, who are finding their way here. Can you roll on Tetris Effect? Yes. Both of these players will be rolling using adapters and their classic NES controller. They're likely going to be using the same controller they used last weekend at CTWC, if I were to guess. Yeah, 7-bag will make for some interesting play, so for those of you that are unfamiliar, here, let me pull up our match screen here. So we are going to be playing Classic 7-bag for the bonus match. The winner of this match will be playing against another mystery player. 7-bag means you're guaranteed to get long bars within the very start of the game, within the first 7 pieces, and then throughout the game within the next 13 to 14 pieces. So we'll see very friendly long bar distribution, and we are going to enable T-spin double scores on classic score attack. So players may try to set up for T-spins more often than usual and set up center wells, stuff like that. Last time we did that, it was a lot of fun, so we're going to try that out again here tonight. Do T-spins effectively while rolling. They managed to do it last time. I think if you're just so used to the rolling playstyle, like, it probably feels natural to you. It's probably pretty hard for us to imagine. I think the only thing that would feel unnatural is pushing down on rolling. Is there any players that actually do that? Push down when they're rolling? I imagine that to be a bit tricky, but I think T-spins should feel fairly natural. I'm sure you've seen the best players even on this past weekend, like, hit those tucks on level 29 and T-spins on level 29 while they're rolling already, so they'll make it work for sure. Benny is a push-down roller. That's pretty cool. They are not for this match, Sodium, but they will be if you manage to win. So if you manage to win, Sodium, we will enable the craziness for you. That will be your prize. Here is Blue Scooty. Blue Scooty, please make your way to the lobby. Blue Scooty, please make your way to the lobby. I saw the good luck, have fun. So they're probably finding their way here. There they are. All right, we're about to hop into it. Who will win? That is a great question. I think this should be really close. Sodium might be a little more practiced on TEC, but last time we did this, Scooty was able to throw down just as they would on regular NES Tetris too. So here we are, we're hopping into the match. Good luck, have fun. Sodium on the left, Scooty on the right, Train Conductor 10. Show us what you got. Let's get these cams turned on here. Oh, there we go. Bloop. Scooty showing off the rolling cam. Sodium showing off the wonderful Sodium smile cam. Or if Sodium is ready to talk some smack, we'll get the best angle for that. Sodium dropping a Tetris. So Scooty with the comfortable lead to start things off. Still early days here. I like how 18 is still, even if you can roll, you're going to still fish for as much efficiency as possible, so you could still top out at the very, very top, right? Either way, I think our rolling players have gotten so consistent on 18. Were there any 18 top outs from our rollers during like late rounds of CTWC? Where are my super fans at? Crash on Tetris Effect connected win. Yeah, that would be absolutely insane. I assume it's harder to crash on here than it would be on the OG hardware. I am curious if that's possible. Like if you get a score that no one expected or a level that no one expected, what would happen? That'd be super cool, Cranky Hero, yeah, if if the OG Crash was programmed into the game. I think at the time, though, like, if you think about it, at the time the multiplayer was being worked on, rolling wasn't a thing, right? And, like, the idea of people crashing the game it's just probably impossible. So it wasn't, I assume it wasn't considered. If TEC multiplayer was being worked on now, I wonder if we would actually have that. That might actually be a thing, right? Tetris for Sodium. Well, rolling had no traction when TEC was released. If I recall correctly. Let's see, when did Cheese start rolling? That was in 2021, right? If there was any rolling going on at in 2020, it was like super experimental. Players like TECWC or who am I thinking of? Poke Nerd, maybe. Any historians, feel free to chime in and chat. So doing pretty high on the board here. Looking to clear out the the long bar on the far right. There's an 18 top out from Sodium. So yeah, Scooty just needs 33,000 points. Very unfortunate. But game is not over. I hope we'll see if Scooty can finish it out here. Okay, there it is. Oh wait, no, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. There we go. Scooty forgot to press down. That would have been a draw, which has happened in Tetris Effect Connected history, where players thought they were ahead because it turned green on their side and it ends up being a draw. So you can draw on Tetris Effect Connected. I know firsthand, actually. I was probably one of the only players to do it. All right, so game number 2. Yes, win by pushdown. Pushdown points do matter. All right, early days here. Both players with perfect Tetris games. 100% Tetris rate. We'll see how long this continues. Like I mentioned earlier, so in the next game we will be enabling 7-bag, which means it is much more feasible that a player will be able to maintain a perfect Tetris rate, depending on how they stack. So that could be exciting coming up next. All right. We are tied up at line 25 here. It's like we are going to finally be taking some burns, unless you're a sodium overdose, stacking to the ceiling here. So Scooty had to convert to this left side here. Sodium did not have to do that, so we'll be getting a little bit of a score lead, maintaining that right well. They do have some holes in their stack though, so not going to be able to push themselves super far in the lead. So a bit of cheese after a gracious start from the random pieces generated. Sodium with that column 3. Is that pure? It's like a pure white. All the square pieces are getting put to the far left. That looks pretty cool, actually. The pure white column 1 and 2. All right, set up for a Tetris. Boom, Tetris for Sodium. Scooty finally set up on the right. Tetris for Sodium. Or I'm sorry, Tetris for Scooty. My day is catching up with me at this time. But yeah, keeping it close here. 34K lead for Scooty. 1 row up. Wonder when they're going to try to burn that bottom row. Maybe not for a while. They might wait for the perfect moment. Sodium set up with this Vitz. There it is. Long bar tuck. Let's see if we can get another long bar here. And Tetris for Sodium. So Scooty with a pretty significant lead. They are slightly ahead on lines, but about a 4 to 5 Tetris lead. And look, I think they're finally approaching that row on the bottom. If they can get a clean Tetris here, they'll convert perfectly to that column. Scooty tried to make the adjustment there to keep it super clean and actually force a misdrop though. But look, 2 quick burns and make that 3rd or 4th there. And we are back to the right well for Scooty with no cheese. We're going to get Tetris ready. There it is. Both players Tetris ready now. Nice burns from Scooty into that Tetris. Sodium follows up. They are on the same piece set, and I guess more so than on in live CTWC, it's a little harder to screen watch. If you are behind on pieces on Tetris Effect Connected, and you are sharing the same screen with your opponent, right? So it's actually a bit easier to see the upcoming pieces that your opponent is receiving. So say, in this case, Scooty is ahead by a few pieces. Wait, no, I think they're perfectly lined up now, as you can see. But if you are just lagging behind your opponent a little bit, you can actually use their piece preview to help you. You can pretty much extend your own piece preview if you are a little bit behind, right? And if you are as capable and as skilled as these players, where they intuitively stack without really thinking about the pieces, they should have time to look at the opponent's next piece and determine how they want to stack, knowing that next long bar is coming, etc. So that is something fairly unique to Tetris Effect Connected. Obviously, you can screen watch at live events as well, but it's a bit easier just with how close the screens are laid out here. There's that T-spin double for Sodium. I know Sodium really wants to get to that 7-bag mode if they manage to win here, so warming up for that. But they have their work cut out for him. Scooty is already ahead by a game after that early top out for Sodium Overdose on level 18. And Scooty is no slouch, as we all know. A nice double Tetris for Sodium. Scooty with a 5% ahead on that Tetris rate. And just a PSA for those of you that like to play Classic on TEC, you can enable the Tetris rate and the drought if you missed that PSA earlier, if you head to the gameplay options. That was a fairly late addition to TEC, so if you want to get extra stats while you're playing, be sure to enable that. Nice adjustment from Sodium based on seeing that upcoming piece. Gonna have to take some burns here. Looking for a piece to fill out the left and use that long bar. No L, there's a L piece into a Tetris. So even Stevens here. Same line count, and Sodium is ahead by 1K, so pretty much as neck and neck as it gets. Sodium is Tetris ready. Scooty running into some issues. We are going to be approaching that level 29 speed. We'll see who can throw down the hardest on level 29 within Tetris Effect Connected. All right, Sodium with that long bar dependency. Both players not Tetris ready. I guess as Sodium is able to clear this, they will be Tetris ready sooner. They're actually set up for this dirty Tetris. Oh, a bit sketchy here. Both players are in a world of trouble. Sodium, where is that long bar? Where is it? Where is it? It's not coming. No. Okay. Gonna have to utilize that rolling. Oh, they hang the long bar. Both players are. Oh, Scooty hangs the long bar too. Oh no. No long bar in sight for Sodium's dirty Tetris. The greed is punishing, but at least they escaped there because Scooty was in a world of hurt as well, and Sodium manages to tie it up before we hit that kill screen. No 29 action just yet. Yeah, that RNG was brutal. Well, hey, it makes for an entertaining game, but I would love to see some 29 action. Unfortunately, the game doesn't want us to see that. All right, early days here. Let's see, no burn yet for Sodium, still on a perfect game. Even finds that T-spin tuck. Or, I'm sorry, the T-piece tuck. Scooty's going to want an L piece there. There it is. And decides to create that single burn just to get Tetris ready right away. Tetris for Scooties. Or Scooty, Sodium is set up. Tetris for Scoodoo. Alright, so pretty early on here. Nothing too crazy going on unless Sodium decides to give us another heart attack. Not sure if that was a square misplacement or just setting up for some tucks there. I guess that square placement from Sodium, if it wasn't a misdrop, actually makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't have saw that myself, but it could be hard to tell if people are intentionally misdropping or intentionally like making these weird hangs, or if it was actually a misdrop. But that square placement actually made sense for a lot of tucks, so it just looked fairly odd. All right, both players Tetris ready. Sodium first to draw on that Tetris. They are at line 52. It looks like Scooty is behind on pieces, so if Scooty is capable, they can probably keep an eye on when Sodium gets a long bar, for example, or have an idea of like how aggressive they can stack. All right, Tetris for Sodium. The small lead here. That small lead may come into play though. Of course, these players can play past level 29, but if you manage to get that early efficiency and that early lead, just to put on that extra pressure and allow you to play a little more conservatively when it comes to the crazy moments of level 29 plus, every point counts. Sodium set up for a dirty Tetris. They decide to burn through it. Probably the right call. Likely want to find their way back to that right well so they can get into a comfortable scoring position. Looking to get Tetris ready here. Scooty was Tetris ready and drops a Tetris. Still Tetris ready. Hitting that double Tetris. Scooty with an 83% Tetris rate, so throwing down with that efficiency. Those points will likely come in handy. At least in the last event that we had with both these players here, Sodium was able to play a bit further into the level 29 phase. And one thing to consider too is that this set, there is no rules for a level halt, so they could keep playing. It would be like the 2022 finals if they can keep playing past level 29, because there is no super kill screen currently. You can't set up TEC to have a level halt, but We did not set that up today, so we could have an old school, unmodified, long level 29 phase. Okay, Sodium, the first to hop into level 19. Used to be that you would want to prepare mentally for level 19, but as you have seen the CTWC, these players are more than comfortable on 19 and probably even prefer playing on 19 just to not have to think so much about each placement, just play more instinctually. And yeah, while they were qualifying, they started on level 19 so that they could try to get as many max outs as possible. So 19 is probably the way these players practice, or honestly they probably practice most on 29, but there we go. Tetris for Scooty, Tetris for Sodium. Pretty close game here. Hopefully they are getting acclimated and ready to show us their best Tetris. Yeah, CTWC, as Biggie Mac is saying on our Twitch chat, CTWC, the level start for quals is level 9 through 19. So you are welcome to start on level 19. It's just in competitive where you have to start on level 18. I feel like it's going to stay that way. I think having those different phases of the game makes for a more entertaining way to spectate the game. Even if it is a bit slower, you still have to stack to the ceiling and try to fish out that efficiency on 18, right? And by the way, I'm new to watching Dangler as a player, but for example, players like Dangler, Fractal, or anybody that can really push an efficient level 18 make it quite a spectacle. All right, so Sodium approaching level 26. I mean, they are on level 26, approaching level 27, and so Scooty is behind by 10 lines now. So if they convert their lines into Tetrises, they should be able to close this gap a little bit, but Sodium does have that true efficiency lead, as we see in the Tetris rate stat. And it is likely about to get intense here. So Sodium with the max out. Oh, I should grab my Bidwell cowbell. Shake your cowbells at home, wherever you are. And Scooty also with the max out, so we have our double max out hopefully going into level 29. It looks like players are not running into that absurd RNG that they ran into last time and are able to execute. So Sodium hitting level 29 here. All right. Only a single so far for Sodium, so Scooty has some opportunity to get caught up. I guess Sodium is in the driver's seat and can play a little bit more conservative, force Scooty to apply the pressure here on level 29. But so far, so good for Scooty. They managed to get one Tetris. Oh, can they fill in that column 4 and then column 2? They are not able to, so Sodium taking a strong win here in game number 3. And it looks like they're going to mull in for a little bit here, showing that they can throw down here in Tetris Effect. Sodium, one of the better rollers on TEC. Of course, we have Allenbot, Scooty here, Miles. I'm trying to think of our top 4 of our Tetris Effect Connected World Championship last year for Classic. So I guess Miles, Sodium, Allenbot, and who got 4th? Is it Sidnev? Whoever I'm missing, Huff, might have been Huff. GG. So, Scooty sitting here on 18, maybe taking a breather for a moment. Glenn tuning in, saying, love you guys, keep Tetris alive. Cannot agree more. I'm a Tetris lifer for this at this point. I don't think I can escape the community. Has done wonderful things for me, so I gotta stick with it. I'm sure many of you in the chat are Tetris lifers at this point. You're in it. There is no escape. Sodium with a really janky start here. So did Scooty. Oh wow, okay. Oh my god, Sodium with the J hang. Oh, no! Oh no, Sodium's gonna top out. And Scooty is good for game number 4, forcing a decider. That was really quick. Not quite Club 0, but we're in the Club 3800 exclusive. All right. So, Scooty, you are good to top out whenever. Okay. What a brutal start for Sodium. All right, well, we are in our decider. Sodium versus Blue Scooty. Game number 5. And the winner will get to play against our secret player, who will be no stranger to many of you, but just for the hype, we are keeping them a secret, because why not? I should have like the new challenger silhouette from like Smash Bros for them, maybe for next week. All right, so when Sodium is ready here on 18, we'll get started. All caps, someone shouted, "Let's go Sodium," yelling at their computer screen. Or phone, wherever you're watching. Is there any option to make VITs give extra points in TEC? You know what? I don't think I've ever seen that suggestion, but that should be considered. That'd be a very stupid, silly addition that I would love, actually. You are a genius. Thank you for the suggestion. All right, put it in Discord, yeah. Feel free to head to discord.gg/enhance and upvote that suggestion. Since our team does look at those. And if there ever is a future update to TEC, we will consider the VITs update. We can title it that. All right, Scooty with a nice tuck there. And not the ideal bird. They're going to want an S piece on that far right. I think they set up that Z as a tuck, actually. You can also do like an L spin right here. Okay. Ooh. Interesting J spin option that Scooty went for there. They are finally Tetris ready. Boom. Tetris for Scooty and Tetris for Sodium. Same line count, so Scooty does have that 2 Tetris real-time lead. Yes. Oh, all spins. All spin bonuses could be fun. Not many Tetris games have that option. All right, Tetris for Scooty. Ooh, Sodium with a rough hang on that L piece. Can they actually hit that? They were so close to hitting that. They tried to do like the modern wall kick. That's what it looked like. Well, Sodium a little high on the board. Hopefully they get the right RNG this time, because they've been getting shafted on RNG when they've been up higher on their board. And they got the right pieces there, so it's going to bring it down. Might set up for this dirty Tetris if the pieces line up that way. Might not want to force it, though, given the history of tonight's set. Either way, Scooty hasn't capitalized too much on this situation. They still have 2 rows up. 2 rows of cheese from the bottom of their board. So they might want to try to take some burns at some point. And Sodium does throw down a couple Tetrises 2 rows high. Probably looking to find a clean transition. Yeah, they opted not to take that triple, so Sodium is going to greed a little bit. And there we go. There's a nice clean burn sequence for Sodium. Patience paying off. Looking to get Tetris ready. And same goes for Scooty. Scooty is now clean from the bottom up. Looking to get Tetris ready. Doesn't find that J piece or long bar, so they're gonna have to fill that in. And ooh, nice burn with the square, given the upcoming piece. There it is, Tetris for Scooty. Yes, this is the same speed as NES Tetris. Inspired after NES Tetris, of course, after, I believe after, Mark McDonald and Sugushi-san visited CTWC in 2018, I believe. I'm sure they got the idea from there to include good old classic Tetris within Tetris Effect, which is playable in the multiplayer or single player. If we're looking to find that gateway. Tetris Effect Connected is available on just about every gaming platform. I named them all earlier. Let's see if I can do it again. I'll try rapid fire here. So we got PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, MetaQuest, Steam, Humble Bundle, Epic Game Store, Amazon Luna. Am I missing anything? PS Plus. We're still on PS Plus. Ooh, hang on the T piece from Sodium Overdose. All right, I believe Sodium. Ooh. Okay, finding the right pieces. Taking the safe burn, hangs the square, finds the long bar, much needed long bar. Oh my god, the bail. You know what? Sodium deserves that bail after some of the brutal RNG earlier. So Sodium is still in it to win it. All right, cleaning their board up. Are they going to go for this dirty? I think they want to. Tetris ready. Setting up the burn. Not trying to go too overzealous here. There it is. Tetris 4, Sodium. And, okay, they're going to try to find their way back to that right well. And boom, another Tetris for Sodium Overdose. Scooty hangs that T piece, forcing a long bar dependency on that far left. This could be an opportunity for Sodium to clear the gap, the score gap, just a little bit. Scooty not getting the right pieces right away to deal with this. And they are kind of stuck on this left well, so Sodium so far taking advantage of the situation. Tetris ready on the far right. Scooty with that triple on the left well, not finding any score. And Sodium taking full advantage of the situation, getting caught up. Now they are only 2 Tetrises, or less than a Tetris, once you hit that level 35, or I said 35, 29. Where's my brain right now? All right, Tetris for Sodium. And another one. Look at this interesting stack from Scooty. So Scooty did lose the lead. Sodium was able to close that pretty significant gap. And now it's neck and neck. Both players on that right wheel action. And Tetris ready, just waiting for the long bar. First one is Sodium Overdose. That same long bar is going to find their way to Scooty momentarily. I think Scooty has another one due for them any moment now. Or perhaps they were stacked actually pretty high to the ceiling, so maybe not. Tetris for Sodium. Looking like we are going to get some level 29 action. Another Tetris for Sodium Overdose. All right, level 29 for Sodium. Are they going to be aggressive, keep it cool? They are 55,000 points in the lead, so maybe just trying to feel it out for a moment, especially with this stack to the ceiling for Scooty. Can Scooty bail out? Oh, they get they hang long bar. Oh, they get the they get the Tetris after that. Ooh boy. Okay, Scooty opens up the right, but they cover it right away. No long bar in sight, and they are only ahead by. Oh. Sodium, you just need like a line. It's one line. There it is. Feel free to try to mull this out. It looks like near impossible. But just barely taking that 2K lead over Scooty after some shenanigans. Look at that double max out. This is like peak hyper tap DAS play here. But yes, congrats Sodium Overdose making their way to the bonus match. Let's get their bonus match set up here. Like I said, it's not Jake Paul. I'll just throw that out here. Throw that out there. We don't have that budget, but we do have somebody you're all familiar with. I'm just gonna hype them up for the sake of hyping them up, because why not? They may be a star. They may have been granted a lot of galaxies and roses throughout their streaming career. Yeah, it will be none other than drum roll. Where is it? Oh, also wrong. Okay, you're gonna have to wait a little longer. But either way, Sodium taking that 3-2 lead. Supershocky 1-3 versus Dormian Classic. Shout out to Greentea for taking the time to play a ton of matches with us today and show that they can still throw down in zone battle, and the classic bag score attack may make a return for next week. All right. Just one moment. Need a moment to breathe. There it is. So I'll have to get their camera set up here. But yeah, thank you everybody that has been tuned in so far. We have one bonus match left to round up the night here. We are going to enable T-spin double and all clear bonuses in classic score attack. And we're also going to make the RNG a bit more friendly. So we're going to use that 7-bag modern Tetris RNG. So we're going to see some hopefully super crazy high scores tonight in this final match, which will be a 1st to 2. But I assume with this friendly RNG that these players will play to the max. All right, here is your bonus matchup tonight. We are going to have Miles the Great. Probably got that from the Galaxy and Roses, which can be gifted on TikTok to Tetris streamers versus Sodium. This is a rivalry. This is, hopefully we'll have some smack talk. Yeah, I'm ready for this. I think Sodium took the dub in the last community showcase against Miles with this very same rule set. So maybe Miles will be back for revenge and looking to run it back here against Sodium. Will it be a sweep? Has Miles been training tirelessly in TEC custom game settings with 7-bag and T-spins enabled, knowing how to stack for T-spins in Classic? Are they going to bring the first 3 mil by level 29? We're about to find out. Miles the Great, if you are out there, we're ready for you. Your lobby code should be in the Discord here. Hi, Miles. Sodium saying time and time again, I'll prove that this man is a fraud. Miles the Who. Miles, do you have anything to say to that? Or are you just going to let it slide and let your actions speak louder than words? Be the mature man in this situation, right? Sodium's like the guy that gets into the boxing ring and is touting him off, you know, doing these weird dances, has a huge posse, and Miles, you're just there getting ready to box, finding his zen. Can Miles pull off the bully beatdown? I'm not sure. We're about to find out. So I think, yeah, when you two are ready. Oh wait, I think I need to fix the settings. If one of you could top out real quick. My bad. All right, but we will be getting into this momentarily. We got a let's go from Michael on our YouTube chat. Miles the rookie. That's harsh. Oh, they are getting a level 29 warm up. That's probably for the best, actually. We can show their warm up real quick. Yeah, if you guys want to do one more 29 warm up, I'll get your cam set up here and then we'll get started. Miles rocking 32 blinds here. All right, he is no slouch. He's ready to take out Sodium. Sodium over there talking smack, only with 9 lines cleared. Wait, Miles still lost though. Never mind. Forget everything I said. All right, I'm gonna fix the settings real quick and then we'll get started. Miles the Who. If you Miles, if you could exit, that'd be ideal. Oh no. Here, I'm just gonna remake. Alright, making a new lobby. SMH. And then we'll have our final match of the night. But yeah, thank you everyone that's hung out so far. Hope you're having a good Friday night. We close it out with some banger high score games here. Do NES to USB controller adapters add any lag? I think if you do it correctly, and feel free to ask some community members, but you can get it down to pretty much perfect. It might be like 1 hertz of lag if you do it right. Okay, let's turn this on here. We are going to have a level 40 cutoff. Or should we turn off the cutoff here? I feel like if we turn off the cutoff, they'll just be able to play forever. You know what? Let's do it, because I feel like they're going to top out anyways. But yeah, we'll see it. We'll see how crazy they get. But yes, we are going to enable T-spin doubles. T-spin doubles will be worth as much as a Tetris. And we're also enabling all clears. We'll see if that comes into play. Likely not, but if there is ever a Tetris all clear, it will be big points. All right. Miles and Sodium, the room code is in the Discord, and when you are ready, I'm ready. And we're going to finally get this bonus match started. Thank you everyone for your patience. Big points. Big points coming up. Friendly RNG, T-spins enabled, all clears enabled. It should be fun to watch. Curious how long they'll be able to go with a perfect game of Tetris. We're about to find out. All right. Let's do this. Yes, big boy scores are coming up. Okay, let's do this. So Miles still with a perfect game. You know what? I think if they go for a T-spin, yeah, the T-spins do ruin the Tetris rate still, so it might not be super accurate. I guess we're gonna need a T-spin rate counter. So Sodium intentionally setting up for an early T-spin double here. And you are guaranteed to get the T-spins and the lung bars at a certain point. So there it is. Setting up for T-spin doubles and classic. You still have to hit the spin. You still have to... I don't think there's like still an easy way to set up T-spin doubles like consistently, but we'll see. If anyone can do it, it's going to be Sodium, our baby Greentea here. Very nice. Also, I love the T-spin whoosh noise. So Sodium looking to get more T-spin doubles so far. And meanwhile, Miles is set up for... okay. Not planning as far ahead for T-spin doubles, but they are in that... center well, which should allow them for them to set up for it easily if there's an opportunity. And there it is. And he hits it. T-spin double for Miles. So yeah, T-spin double is worth just as much as a Tetris right now. And a T-spin single is worth half a Tetris, actually, so you'll still find that efficiency there. Yeah, it is pretty weird to see players stack for T-spins in Classic. I'll be curious to see how this goes. The other option is that they just try to play just perfect right wheel Tetris, right? I guess you lose out on that score potential, but you're guaranteed to get long bars, so you're not going to run into any droughts if you just try to play a clean, conservative game. So there could be a style differential there. I think we saw that last time, but you know, Miles doesn't want to miss out on this T-spin action, because first off, trying to set up for it is fun, and I guess in theory you're going to get more score potential if you try to set him up. Like, yeah, so one thing to think about, a T-spin double is only 2 lines, a Tetris is 4 lines, so even if you get a T-spin double and you have to burn more often, if you burn 2 lines for every T-spin double, it's going to be worth just as much as perfect Tetris play. Kind of weird, interesting to think about. This is a pretty under-researched format here, but if we host this more often, who knows? Perhaps some players will figure out how to maximize their efficiency here. This is part of the fun of Tetris 2, right? It's just figuring out how to work within a certain rule set. My favorite part of a new Tetris game is right when it comes out, just trying to figure out the new strategies and see what works best given the game, right? Tetris 4 Miles. Sodium, not too far in the lead here. Both players are hunting for those T-spin doubles. We'll probably see less of them as the speed increases. I might be completely wrong. I guess on 18 it's a bit easier to hunt for them. Sodium with that back-to-back T-spin, or Tetris into a T-spin. Yeah, right, in theory, you could easily get like a 1.5 mil before kill screen right now, if players execute properly. I'm sorry, Miles, the first one to transition here. Ooh, Sodium with the hang. All right. Unfortunately, T-spin triples are not possible with T-spins enabled in Classic. All right, look at that double setup for Sodium. Where's that T piece? There it is. He misses it. That is one thing to think about too. There's risk reward for setting up T-spins in Classic Tetris. If you miss a spin, that score is gone. He misses another one. All right, looks like Sodium is bringing the board down a little bit and is going for try number 3. Hits it. Boom, T-spin double for Sodium Overdose. And Sodium is still in the lead, and they're still behind on line, so even though their board is messy here, like, these T-spin doubles can make up for it. Very close game, though. Interesting Tetris setup for Sodium Overdose. There it is. Miles with a much cleaner board, looking to get Tetris ready. T-spin double, miss for Sodium. It's like I'm thinking of like basketball right now. I want to get like how many T-spins have been missed, like field goal attempts, T-spin double attempts. All right, Tetris for Miles. And another one. So, even despite all of this, these board shenanigans that Sodium is running into, because he's going for like super efficient line clears, he's still within reach of Sodium, or of Miles. Why do I keep getting? I'm getting everyone mixed up tonight. T-spin single for Miles. And look at that. Oh, they missed another T-spin. Somebody missed T-spins for Sodium. Okay, hits that T-spin single. All right, Miles in a really good board state. Ready for a T-spin and a Tetris, whichever comes first. There it is. That long bar at the very back of the bag there. I'm sorry, the T piece. Will they set up for T-spins on 29? That is yet to be seen. There's a Tetris and Sodium topping out. They did have a 45k lead, so Miles with the chase down here. And there is no level cap instilled right now, because I wanted to see some craziness. Ooh, with the T-spin double to flex. Ooh. All right, there's that 1.2 from Miles. Very nicely done. Taking game number 1. Looking to take back the 7-bag T-spin enabled crown from Sodium Overdose here. 1 game out. Ooh, we got a Hebo My shout out in chat. Definitely a legend of Tetris. Someone I don't know if I've ever beaten in my life. Welcome in Blue Scooty Grandpa. Jay in the window. GG's all around. Greentea played some modern Tetris variants earlier, but we'll also have Greentea available next week for some classic Tetris. So if you are a Greentea fan, looking to see if he still got it, I can assure you that he does still have it. And yeah, I'm curious to see how he plays next week. No ST stacking a classic. You could try. I don't think it's gonna end up great. Sodium does have the hanging T-spin double there, or the donation rather. That's the word for it. Oh, Miles got the T piece was a little too far back for them. Ooh man, Miles is up high. Sets up for it. Oh, where is it? It's not showing up. I don't know if they can get over that. Oh no, Sodium takes game number 2. Oh, that was tragic. They set up for 2 T-spins and neither, the T-piece still didn't show up. So like, I guess the piece preview isn't as large still, which is something to think about. A piece is guaranteed to show up within like 13. Usually it's much sooner, but yeah, that was brutal. Brutal timings for Miles. Even if you have more friendly RNG, Classic is still brutal. Still one piece preview. Game number 3. Oh, Sodium going for the perfect clear? Oh, no. That would have been so hype. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but all clears are worth as much as a Tetris. Yeah, you're not gonna build for all clears in Classic. Even the time we're probably likely to see it is on kill screen, right? I feel like you see all clears more often on level 29 play because players play so low to the board. That's like probably the most likely place we're going to see it, and also at the simultaneously the most hype place we could see it, right? You know what? I could have turned up all clears to like 400%. I could have made it worth 4 Tetrises. That would have been something. Maybe for next time. All right, Tetris for Sodium. You want to see Wumbo on this mode? That would be interesting. I still think you have to be quite mechanically skilled as a classic player to pull off hitting all these T-spins, right? That's a cool T-spin single setup for Sodium into a Tetris. T-spin triples are, in fact, impossible, yes. Miles with a T-spin single there. Set up for a Tetris. Where's that long bar? There it is. So we should never see the drought counter get higher than 13. Hi, Ben. Ben W. from France. Welcome in. Welcome in, Kataru. The Tetris Encyclopedia. If you count to 7, you get 2 preview information 100% at bag count 6. Brain emoji. I don't even know if I have the brain to process that. 7. Snail Lords continue calling out Alex T, wanting Alex T to participate. Maybe in the next week. Next week will be a classic heavy one. All right, that's a nice Tetris for Sodium, cleaning up that board. And Miles set up for a T-spin double. Oh, they missed it. That was a big miss because they were set up for another T-spin following that. They were big-brained. Just missed that T-spin. They missed the actual spin part. They got the T, but not the spin. Just a T setup. All right, Tetris for Miles. Sodium with a 50k lead. With this rule set, though, that could be chased pretty quickly. There it is. Sodium finally hits that T-spin. And another one. So Miles has some work to do to get through this cheese. Get some good pieces there. Ooh, nice adjustment given the equipment piece. Yeah, even though the RNG is friendlier, it's still... Oh my god, sodium's up high too. Both players need to chill out, bring the boards down a little bit. It's so tempting. It has to be. I feel like they're so tempted to set up for this greed, knowing that they're getting friendlier RNG, but in doing so, they're like jeopardizing their stack. It's still one piece preview. You still have to hit those spins. So there's a lot of risk reward going on here. Oh, that bit set up for Sodium. That was crazy. Okay. They can set up for a T-spin double here. Having that Tetris first will help. Tetris into... Only missed a T-spin double. Can somebody get real-time stats on how many successful T-spins Sodium has? It's like a basketball stat. All right. Tetris for Sodium. Miles with the T-spin. All right. Yeah, Sodium with that 130k lead, but like I said, it could be chased down real quick. But Sodium is still building for these T-spins. Does it? He misses it again. Oh my god, with the misdrop. This is nerve-wracking. Every time, like, oh, he misses it again! Gotta get that timing on lock. Oh, there it is. So satisfying when it hits. There it is. I'm so invested. Yeah, I'm just curious every time if it's actually going to connect or not. Okay. That T-spin doesn't count. Good try, though. Alright. Yeah, Sodium might want to bring down this cheese a little bit. They have a pretty significant lead, but Miles set it for this T-spin double. Does not connect. They want to connect so bad, but they're not connecting. Alright. Either way, I think Miles is probably going to want to continue to set up some T-spins because they have quite a score gap here. Either way, they're bringing their board down. Sodium misses the T-spin. Hits it. Oh. Oh, they decide not to greed for that one. Yeah, I guess at this point, Sodium just wants to make sure they don't top out, or else that lead can be over before you know it. As Miles may have to go for a chase down unless Sodium can bring this down sooner than later. Okay, it's going to be a Miles chase down. 140k to go. They need 1,040,000. Not quite the big scores I was expecting just because they're missing all of their T-spins. But either way, this should be an interesting chase down. I think last time, I don't know what it is, guys. I think last time you connected much more frequently on your T-spins. Something's off tonight. Oh, Miles hits it. Apparently they can hit it on 29. Oh, they hit it again! And they take it with a double T-spin on 29. GG. Damn. All right. I'll hit it. I want you to hit it so bad. Do it. No, we can't get to the left. And Miles is our new... They got the crown. They are the new 7-bag winner here. Damn. That was crazy. All right. Thank you, Sodium and Miles, for entertaining us tonight with that double max out. No one needs to know how many T-spins were missed. You guys hit every T-spin. You brought the best gameplay to the table as you possibly could have. And was a pleasure. So I'm sure we're going to see more of this. Perhaps we can do it again next week. That was pretty fun. Yes. Thank you, Miles and Sodium, for joining us. And let's take a final look at tonight's leaderboard and all of our show matches. So thank you, everyone that played tonight. This went on a little bit longer than expected. It was supposed to be 2 hours. It ended up being 3 hours, thanks to our deciders and whatnot. But yeah, we'll be here again next Friday for a classic heavy. We're going to have a bit of a mini tournament. And we'll still have some fun show matches with custom settings like we just saw to mix it up outside of that standard tournament. And yeah, really looking forward to it. Feel free to suggest some ideas for next week if you want to see some weird formats available in Tetris Effect Connected. And of course, check out Tetris Effect Connected for yourself if you haven't already. Feel free to tinker with the settings and come up with some cool, weird hybrid game format. But yes, we are here to celebrate Tetris 40th and the wonderful game that has been bestowed upon us. Shout out to Alexi, Tetris Company, Enhance for putting together Tetris Effect, and all those other Tetris games out there. Yeah. And of course, the legends of the game that have joined us tonight, the Greenteas, Wombo, Stormy, Supershocky, Scooty, Miles, Sodium, and we'll have some more legends later. Oh, Jaden and Dormy. Did I get you guys? I don't want to miss anyone. And yeah, we'll have some different legends next week. So stay tuned. And then the following week, we are going to be doing a crew battle, Enhance versus the world. I'll be repping Team Enhance alongside Greentea and Ferox. Y'all can't take us on. That'll be a mix of 1v1s and the 3v1 connected team mode. We are going to win that outright. Sweeps across the board. But yeah, looking forward to that as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. We are going to raid twitch.tv/Kingsman36, who is hosting a wonderful Friendlies event tonight. If you're on YouTube, you should check that out. I don't know if he streams to YouTube. I might even just share the Twitch link in YouTube. Let's all hang out there. I think there's some crazy action going on there tonight. If I'm not mistaken, we'll even have some more Blue Scooty. It's not over there playing already. And yeah, that was a good first Tetris 40th Community Showcase. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. We are going to throw a raid towards Kingsman. I'm going to get that set up here. And until next time, we're going to say hi to Kingsman just because we took his slot here on Classic Tetris. So yeah, give him the love. And Kingsman did an amazing job hosting the CTWC over the weekend. Pretty much, I don't know. He seemed like he's been a host all his life. He works in communications or whatever. I thought Kingsman killed it. And of course, a great commentator as well. And throws on awesome events on a weekly basis for the community. So give him some love. And yeah, it was a wonderful night. So the raid has been created. I'm going to drop this link in YouTube as well. If you guys want to come hang out with us. And cheers. Everyone have a good night. Kingsman is offline? Where's... I thought they were, streaming tonight. Am I wrong? Oh, they are offline. Oh, whoops. Perhaps I had the timing wrong. Okay, in that case, who else is online? Oh, Tristop? I can read Tristop. Are they practicing for DAS Masters? Oh, I should try to qualify for that. Yeah, there's from the Classic Tetris monthly community. I believe there's a DAS online tournament coming up if you're into that. Feel free to check that out. All right, we'll be rating Tristop. I dropped that link in the YouTube as well. finally closing out the stream. So thank you everyone for hanging out. Where am I at? Yes, thank you everyone for hanging out. Check out Tetris Effect Connected. Join our Discord. We have plenty of community events coming up. We host chill community nights every Friday at twitch.tv/enhance for players of all skill levels. So yes, again, thank you to everyone I got the chance to speak with at CTWC this past weekend, and thank you CTWC for being awesome as always and hosting a great 2024 event. We'll see you guys next Friday. Bye-bye.